Got a call from my husband's boss, asking me to meet him urgently. When I arrived, he looked me in the eye and said, "You need to see this." He handed me a flash drive. Inside were surveillance videos of my husband in a hotel with another woman. I stood up, smiled, and said, "Hope you're ready to hire a newly divorced man." I never thought a regular Tuesday morning would change my life forever. I was folding laundry in our modest home in Columbus, Ohio, when my phone buzzed. "Hello, Mrs. Thompson? This is Mr. Delgado, your husband's boss." My heart skipped a beat. Mr. Delgado was the regional manager at the company where my husband, Marco, worked. We'd met a few times at company events, but he never called me directly. "Yes, this is she. I'm sorry to bother you, but I need to speak with you urgently. Could you meet me at the Starbucks on High Street in downtown Columbus? Is everything okay? It's about Marco. I believe it's best we discuss this in person." I agreed, my mind racing with possibilities. Was Marco in trouble at work? Had something happened to him? I arrived at the Starbucks an hour later, my nerves frayed. Mr. Delgado was already there, seated at a corner table with a laptop bag beside him. "Mrs. Thompson, thank you for coming. Please call me Anna." "What's this about?" He looked at me, his expression serious. "Anna, I have something to show you." He reached into his bag and pulled out a flash drive, plugging it into his laptop. He turned the screen towards me and pressed play. The video was grainy, black and white, clearly from a surveillance camera. It showed Marco entering a hotel lobby, looking around nervously. A few minutes later, a woman joined him. They embraced and kissed before heading to the elevator. My stomach dropped. This was taken last Friday at the Hilton downtown. I watched in silence as the video continued, showing Marco and the woman entering a hotel room. The timestamp confirmed it was during work hours. "I'm sorry, Anna. I thought you should know." I closed the laptop and looked at Mr. Delgado. "Thank you for showing me this." I stood up, smoothing my skirt. "I hope you're ready to hire a newly divorced man." I returned home, my mind numb. I waited for Marco to come home, rehearsing what I would say. He walked in around 6 p.m., looking tired. "Hey, honey. How was your day?" "Eventful. We need to talk." He looked concerned. "What's wrong?" I pulled out the flash drive and handed it to him. Mr. Delgado gave me this. He plugged it into his laptop and watched the video. His face turned pale. "Anna, I can explain." "Don't. I've seen enough. It was a mistake. It didn't mean anything. You cheated on me during work hours, in a hotel, with another woman. That's not a mistake, Marco. That's a choice." He looked down, ashamed. "I'm filing for divorce." The next few weeks were a blur of legal proceedings and emotional turmoil. I moved out of our condo in German Village and stayed with my sister in Worthington. Marco tried to contact me multiple times, but I ignored his calls and messages. I focused on rebuilding my life, finding solace in my work and the support of my family. One day, I received a call from Mr. Delgado. "Anna, I wanted to let you know that Marco has been terminated. We have a strict policy against fraternization during work hours. Thank you for informing me. If there's anything I can do to help, please let me know." I appreciate that. It's been 6 months since I discovered Marco's infidelity. The divorce was finalized last month. I'm now living in a new apartment in Dublin, focusing on my career and personal growth. I've learned that betrayal can come from the most unexpected places, but it's how we respond that defines us. I chose to confront the truth, stand up for myself, and move forward. To anyone going through a similar experience, know that you're not alone. Trust your instincts, seek support, and remember that you deserve honesty and respect in any relationship. It had been almost 7 months since I left Marco. I was starting to feel normal again, waking up without a knot in my stomach, drinking coffee without feeling like it might come right back up. I even started going on morning walks near the riverfront trail, just to clear my mind. Then I got a text. "Unknown number. You don't know me, but I think you need to hear the truth about Marco. It's not what you think. I stared at the screen. I didn't answer right away. I wasn't sure if it was a prank or some desperate attempt from Marco using a burner phone. But something about it felt different. I took a screenshot and sent it to my sister, Melanie. She called me 2 minutes later. "Do not respond," she said. "This has drama written all over it. You've been through enough." "I know," I said. "But what if they're telling the truth? What if there's more to it?" "More to what?" "He was in a hotel. With a woman. During work. On video." She had a point. Still, curiosity has teeth. I texted back. "Me? Who are you?" The reply came quickly. "Unknown number. Her name is Isabel." "She's not who you think she is." That name. I didn't know who Isabel was. But I sure as hell knew I hadn't asked for more drama in my life. Yet here it was, dragging its feet right back into my front door. I texted again. "Me. Say what you want to say." The typing dots appeared, then disappeared, then came back. "Unknown number. She blackmailed him. Your husband didn't cheat because he wanted to. She's been threatening him for months. There's more footage you didn't see." Now I was sitting up straight. Something in my gut tightened again. That knot I thought I got rid of? It was back like it never left. I needed to know who Isabel was. I remembered the face from the hotel video. Brunette. Mid-30s. Slim. Confident walk. She knew she was being watched, I thought. She didn't care. I did some digging, went online, searched social media using what little I remembered from the footage. I found her. Isabel Ramos. Her LinkedIn said she worked as a consultant in HR for Marco's company. I couldn't breathe for a second. The woman he cheated on me with worked in human resources at the same firm? I called Mr. Delgado. "Anna," he said, surprised. "Is everything okay?" "Who is Isabel Ramos?" I asked. He went quiet. Really quiet. Then, "That's sensitive." "Sensitive how?" "She's no longer with the company." "Why?" Another pause. "Let's meet." I met Mr. Delgado again. Same Starbucks on High Street. He looked older this time. Tired. "She wasn't just anyone," he said. "She was assigned to oversee internal complaints, including a few involving Marco." "What kind of complaints?" "Harassment. But not the kind you're thinking of." He leaned in, whispered like the walls might be listening. "She came on to him. Several times. He told her to stop. He even emailed HR once. But you know how it is when the wolf is guarding the henhouse." I felt cold all over. "Are you saying she forced him?" Mr. Delgado rubbed his eyes. "She was fired quietly. We didn't want bad press. Marco, he didn't handle it well after that. He got reckless. Reckless enough to actually sleep with her? He didn't say anything, which told me everything. Now I didn't know what to believe. Had Marco initially tried to do the right thing? Did he get worn down? Or was this just another story to clean up the mess? I needed answers. So I did something I probably shouldn't have done. I called Marco. "Anna," he said. He sounded like he'd seen a ghost. "I didn't think you'd ever call me again. I need the truth." He didn't pretend to misunderstand. I tried to stop it. I really did, but she had stuff on me. Emails. Messages I sent years ago. Nothing bad, just dumb flirting. She twisted it. Told me she'd ruin me. "Why didn't you come to me?" "Because I was ashamed." And then when I finally gave in, it was already too late. "Did you ever love her?" He laughed, bitter. "God, no. I hated her. I hung up after that." I didn't know if I was feeling vindicated or sick. Maybe both. Because even if he hadn't meant to cheat, he still did. It didn't matter if it was with a devil in a red dress or a bored HR rep with a grudge. He still broke us. But the story wasn't over. Because the next day, I got another text. "Unknown number. You should really ask Mr. Delgado about the other videos." That last message hit different. The other videos. What the hell did that mean? I didn't reply. Instead, I went back through my messages with Mr. Delgado. I reread the exact words he used when he showed me that flash drive. He never said that was the only footage. Just something you need to see. I knew what I had to do. I waited until the weekend. I knew Mr. Delgado worked most Saturdays. He was one of those no days off types. I showed up at the office, told the receptionist I needed to speak with him about a private matter. The receptionist didn't ask questions. She just buzzed me in. Mr. Delgado looked surprised to see me. Anna? I need the other videos, I said. His face dropped like a stone in water. There's nothing else you need to see. That's not what I asked. He hesitated. Long enough to confirm I was right. There was more. Finally, he walked over to a locked cabinet. Pulled out a different flash drive. Red casing. No label. Don't say I didn't warn you, he muttered. I took it home. Plugged it into my laptop. There were 6 folders, each labeled by date. The oldest one was from almost a year before everything blew up. At first, it was just footage of Marco and Isabel in the break room, in the parking lot, talking, always talking. But she was the one leaning in, laughing too loud, brushing his arm. Marco looked uncomfortable, even on camera. Then came a folder from 5 months ago. Different hotel, different city, Cleveland. They were in the hallway. Marco was standing with his arms crossed. Isabel was blocking his path. She said something. He shook his head. Then she grabbed his tie and yanked him inside the room. That wasn't passion. That was pressure. The next folder was the worst. It was video from the office. Isabel entering Marco's cubicle, closing the door, locking it. The angle wasn't great. It was from a top corner of the room, probably hidden in the corner vent. But it was clear what was happening. Isabel sat on his desk, talking. Then she started unbuttoning her blouse. Marco stood up, tried to walk away. She blocked him. I paused the video. I felt physically sick. This wasn't some steamy affair. This was manipulation. Repeated. Deliberate. Marco had been unfaithful, yes, but this wasn't what I thought. It wasn't an office romance gone wrong. It was blackmail, harassment, and corporate silence. And Mr. Delgado knew. I drove back to the office. Walked right past the receptionist, stormed into Mr. Delgado's office, and slammed the flash drive on his desk. You let this happen. His eyes narrowed. I protected the company. You destroyed my life to save a nameplate on a door. He didn't respond. You buried the truth. You handed me one video and let me believe my marriage failed because of a choice. Not because one of your own managers was covering up a goddamn crime. He looked away. I left before I did something that would land me in jail. That night, I got another text. Unknown number. You finally saw it, didn't you? I told you. It's bigger than Marco. Me. Who is this? Unknown number. I'm the one they tried to silence before you. And I'm not done yet. I froze. Whoever it was, they weren't just watching. They were waiting. I didn't sleep that night. I just kept replaying the videos in my mind, over and over. The look on Marco's face. The corner of the office desk where it happened. The way Mr. Delgado brushed it all off like it was business management. Then the text from the mystery person. It's bigger than Marco. They tried to silence me too. I needed answers. Not just for myself, but for every woman like me who thought they were losing their mind, when in reality, the whole game was rigged from the start. So, I called in a favor from my friend Layla, who worked at the Dispatch. She was a local journalist who lived for drama backed with receipts. I sent her the videos. She called me 2 hours later, her voice tight. This goes way beyond you and Marco. Isabel didn't just harass him. There are emails, whistleblower tips, NDAs from at least 3 other employees. And I just confirmed it. Delgado signed off on all of it. What are you saying? I'm saying this story is about to get very public. A week later, it exploded. Headline: HR manager accused of blackmail and sexual coercion. Company execs allegedly covered it up. It was everywhere. Local news: Reddit, even Facebook groups for Columbus moms and professionals. I didn't speak publicly, but Layla mentioned me anonymously as a former spouse who was misled into believing her husband was a willing participant. I thought that would be the worst of it. But then came the board meeting. The company held a town hall meeting, basically a PR stunt to control the damage. But Layla got me in. She had me sit quietly near the back with a fake press badge. Marco was there. So was Mr. Delgado. So was Isabel. I couldn't believe it. After everything, they still let her through the doors. The air was thick. Half the office staff wouldn't make eye contact with me. Others whispered. The head of the company, a woman named Meredith, CEO and founder, stood up in front of everyone, holding a stack of printed documents. These, she said, are statements from 5 current or former employees who claim they were harassed, blackmailed, or silenced by a former HR manager, Isabel Ramos. Gasps. Shifts in chairs. Isabel's face went pale. And these, Meredith continued, are emails showing regional manager Peter Delgado was aware of at least 3 of these cases and chose to do nothing. A few people started clapping. Others looked down, ashamed. Delgado stood up, red in the face. This is ridiculous. You think I had control over her actions? Meredith didn't flinch. You had the power to report it. You chose to protect it. And then, Marco stood up. I can confirm what Anna, my ex-wife, went through. Isabel harassed me. She threatened me. And when I didn't give in, she made me. Delgado knew. He saw the footage. He gave it to my wife like it was my crime alone. I didn't expect that. Not from him. People were dead silent. Isabel started crying. Loud, ugly sobs. She stood up and tried to walk out, but someone from security stopped her. Delgado followed behind, screaming about lawyers. And just like that, it was over. I stepped outside the building, the cold wind hitting my face hard. Marco followed me out. I didn't know you'd be here, he said. I wasn't going to be. But I needed to see it. He looked exhausted. Older. Like the weight of what happened finally hit him. I never wanted any of this. I know. I should have come to you sooner. I didn't respond. What could I even say? She ruined my job, my marriage, my reputation. But I still made the choice. I could have walked away before it got that far. I'm sorry, Anna. I nodded. It was the first real apology I'd gotten. The first one that didn't come laced with excuses. Then he said something I didn't expect. I hope you find someone who treats you right. Who tells you the truth. From the start. Later that night, Melanie brought over wine and takeout. You did the right thing, she said, mouth full of dumplings. Even if it doesn't feel like it. It just hurts, I said. Because he didn't cheat the way I thought he did. But he still cheated. I feel like I lost my mind twice. You were trying to love a man drowning in secrets. We sat in silence for a while. Then I asked her something that had been eating at me. Do you think I'm broken now? Like, relationship-wise. She shook her head. No. You're just finally free. The company issued a public statement. Isabel was fired. Delgado resigned. Layla's article got picked up by a national outlet. Marco moved to another city. We're not in touch, and I don't think we will be again. Not really. There's too much between us now. But sometimes, on my walks, I think about that day in Starbucks. The first video. The smile I gave Delgado when I said, hope you're ready to hire a newly divorced man. I didn't know then how deep the rabbit hole went. I didn't know I'd become the woman who exposed a whole system. But here I am, a little bruised. But not broken. And not quiet anymore.